Spirit with a lot of energy.
Yeah. And it definitely seems loving if it's pulling the blanket back over her to make sure she's not cold at night.
Yes.
I would have screamed and probably run.
I would not have been happy.
Yeah.
No.
It's a great story, though.
It was a great story. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, Ricky from Alabama.
Okay, so our next story comes from a good friend of the show who you guys haven't met yet, but we're going to have her on very soon. And this is medium Tenny Kumar, and she works very closely with Boston Paranormal Investigators. And you are going to hear Tenny bring up something in her story that we do not approve of.
Are there demons in this story?
No, but we are going to have Tenny come on to discuss demons at some point.
But we don't do demons.
We don't, but Tenny does, and she has a very interesting take on it that I think our listeners would be appreciative.
Is there a Ouija board?
I have to listen and find out.
Oh, I'll take that as a yes. All right, take it away, Tenny.
Okay, so I'm here on the phone with psychic medium Tenny Kumar. Yeah, tell me your best ghost story.
Tell you a ghost story. Well, oftentimes it's not the house that's haunted. It's the people who are haunted, and I'm a real good example of it personally. I'm an older person, and I've had a lot of family members die and friends and other such people like that. So everything starts to add up. And I do have one person who died less than 3 years ago, and he is quite active in my house at times. And I'm going to give you what just happened yesterday. It was a man that I was with. I was his companion for many, many years. And he had a hobby. He liked to own and rebuild antique Italian sports cars. And he owned 5 of them. So this weekend and today was the Concours de Elegance up in Beverly, Massachusetts. You know, it's pretty hot this weekend. We had insane heat up to about like 100 almost. And I was thinking, should I make this 55-mile trip to see the partial showing yesterday, Saturday, because today I had a spiritualist church service to do and I would not be able to go. And I got up in the morning about 8:30 and got my pendulum out before I even got any tea in me or coffee, and answered a bunch of questions. And eventually what came through was my mother being a killer saying, stay home and finish cleaning the house. So that was the mode that I was on. And then by 9:30, the infamous smoke detector goes off, screaming fire, fire, fire. Now, what is this all about? Ever since John died about 2.5 years ago, whenever he wants to talk to me, there's one smoke detector in the house that he turns off. That he turns on. It's really nuts because I can yell his name and cuss at it and swear and say shut up, and it stops. We're not talking just beep, beep, beep. My battery needs to be changed. Number one, these units were hardwired in. Yeah, they do have backup batteries, but that hardly happens anymore. This one is a new unit because I couldn't get it to shut up initially. It has a lithium battery. Well, at the moment, it's sitting on my dining room table instead of at the foot of the stairs as you walk into the house, because I had a guest here about a month ago, and he didn't like that person, and he was causing the usual state of chaos. So here I am at 9:30 in the morning. The possibility of me making a good hour-plus trip to see these cars was in my mind, and he is affirming, I want you to go. I want you to go and touch any Italian car from that time period for me. It goes off at 9:30, and it goes off to confirm what he wants to have happen at 9:45. And I know what's going on. I know this is what he wants me to do. And then frequently I have to sit down with a friend of mine and use the Ouija board, which I am off to do. And he enjoys coming in on that and talking. His death was not exactly pleasant. So it took many months to calm him down from how he went, as compared to someone else. So anyway, I made the trip up there. It was hot as all heck. It's about 98 degrees, yes. The Concours de Elegance did have some cars there, maybe a third of what they had today. I walked around, and the cars that I knew that he would like, I just simply touched. And then after hanging out for a while, I went to the ladies' room, and I'm in the bathroom, and I hear him say, I want you to go put your hand on the steering wheel of the Lancia. Now, that is an Italian car that they haven't made for quite some time. And that car was parked right next to the door, and the windows were down, and it was a white Lancia. His Lancia was dark blue. He didn't care. He wanted me to touch the steering wheel. So I go out of the bathroom, and the owner is driving away with the car. So I did my best. I did my best. Also, another friend also has a car like what he used to have. He's getting ready to go out to Lime Rock, and the smoke detector in his house. Lime Rock is a racetrack in Connecticut that does a lot of the antique car races. Dan was getting ready to go out there, and at 4:30 in the morning, the smoke detector and hallway went off too. So it's not only me. He's been messing with other friends of his smoke detectors about various incidents. So I guess you would say at this point he is a hungry ghost, which means he still desires the earth plane and has not totally calmed down.
That's wild. That's great.
Well, it's a pain, like you're asleep and and the thing goes off over your head. So
yeah, that's true.
It's really annoying. But,
yeah. But kind of nice though. Your friend's still around.
Excuse me?
I said it must be a little nice though, knowing you still got your friend there.
Yeah. Yep. And from what I think, from talking to many other people about other types of poltergeist activity with loved ones, people they know who've dead, who've died, I think most people calm down after about 3 years. Sometimes it's not the house that's haunted, it's the people who are. So I am, and I live with it. It's fine. It's fine. It's crazy, but it's fine. All righty. Have fun.
Thank you.
What'd you think of that, Beth?
There was a lot going on in that story.
There was.
There were smoke detectors and cigarette smoke and cars and a lot.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Tenny. That was awesome. And I think we have a lot of accounts of smoke detectors going off. You said one went up when you were at your mother's.
When I was in Prince Edward Island in Canada. Yep. Pretty sure I had a smoke detector go off to let me know I was wrong. There actually is a ghost in the house, but...
The scariest ghost story I ever have involves a smoke detector.
Why don't ghosts like smoke detectors?
No, ghosts do like smoke detectors.
Why don't they like us, I don't know, sleeping? Because smoke detectors are really loud. That's the problem.
They really want to get someone's attention.
Well, I suppose, but...
What do spirits do? They mess with the electricity. All right. And we are definitely going to have Tenny on as a guest soon. We tried to book her a few weeks ago, but we're going to do it sometime in the future because she is a delight and an awesome, amazing, cool person, even outside of the fact that she's a ghost hunter and a medium and a witch. She's so cool. Mm-hmm. I really like Tenny. And we don't always see eye to eye on how we go about talking to spirits or ghost hunting, but... Can't agree with everyone. Sometimes it's good to be around people with opposite opinions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are we ready for our last story?
I think we are.
All right. One New Year's Eve after dinner, I was in a van and we were driving down a rural industrial road. It was 7 p.m., dark and empty. There was a big area between the sidewalk and the road, normally grass, but covered in light snow. There was a young woman. She looked like she was in her late teens or early 20s, just standing in the middle of that medium. There were no bus stops in the town, no homes on the road, no one else around. She was wearing an almost too perfect dress and black jacket with a long scarf. She lifted one leg and began to spin like I've only ever seen a figure skater on ice spin. It was more rotations than I'd ever seen anyone do on the ground, and she stopped perfectly when she was finished. It was... ... weird. I insisted on us driving by her again, so we drove down the road, and I watched from the back window of the car as we passed her from behind. I looked at her, and she barely lifted her wrist and waved at me from the side of her hip and smiled. I was freaked out. We drove back to my friend's house, and just a few minutes later, her older sister came in with her friends, freaking out about the creepy girl in the road. From Brad.
Wow.
So, Brad is an awesome guy and a good friend of our show, and thank you so much because he promotes us a lot with the Unbelievers podcast, and he's very cool. And thank you for that story. And when I first read that story, when he first gave it to me, I had the creeps. I was like creepy crawlied.
So as you were reading that, because I haven't heard it before, this is one of the beautiful things that we do when we do stories, is that Amelia and I haven't always heard all the stories, so we do get some authentic reactions here. But I was thinking Lady in White stories. That it's just this, that was where I went first, and then as you were going on, I was thinking, oh, is she gonna be a hitchhiker? And we haven't done hitchhiker stories, but hitchhiker stories are very similar to Lady in White stories. They just happen to be different looking entities. They're not always a lady in white, but they're
usually a man.
Usually a man.
Yeah.
But then the sister saw it as well?
Yeah, and the other people in the car saw it too.
Oh.
Very scary.
Are they sure it wasn't a real person?
Spinning like that fast?
I don't know. I'll give you a weird.
Very scary.
Yeah.
It scared me. I'm scared right now thinking about it. And I happen to know, and I'm not going to say where in the world this is, but I do happen to know this occurred in an old Mennonite town.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Which I don't know if that makes it spookier to me because I don't know a lot about Mennonites.
All right.
You know, it's like when like something spooky happens down by the Amish. Like it just feels spookier because there's not a lot of electricity.
I guess. I don't find the Amish to be particularly spooky.
What was that TV show that was on about like spooky Amish stories?
I have absolutely no idea.
Well, I watched it and it was spooky.
Oh. Well, there's been a real influx of Amish people up on Prince Edward Island, and they're just lovely.
At my old coffee shop, we had a lot of Mennonites come in, and they were fantastic. I mean, they were so pleasant, so nice, so gracious, everything. Yeah, they were really wonderful.
Little spine tingling.
I love that story. Thank you, Brad. That was so spooky.
Thank you, Brad, and thank you to everyone else who sent these terrific stories. And we're so happy we were able to really get as many of them on one episode as we could.
Yes, that was great. And thank you so much to Mike for taking his daughter out and doing a spooky mini ghost hunt.
I don't know how long it was like a 4-minute.
It was like a 4-minute ghost hunt that he gave us. It was great.
Yeah. I mean, that's even faster than our Powder House ghost hunt.
Yeah. And they got more than we did.
Yeah, definitely. They got a tree that almost killed them. Absolutely appreciated every single one of these stories. And we hope you, our listeners, appreciated them as well. And now you're thinking, oh, this is all a drive-by ghosting is? I have a story like that. And you're going to record it and send it, and we can pepper other episodes with them.
Well, I know after I get all spooked, I like to kind of lighten the mood for myself a little. And usually it's with The Office, seasons 1 through 4. But let's do some fun transition music to get us out of this total spooky mood to finish up what we need to talk about. So you're already laughing. It's fun.
Amelia's chair dancing. There's like some head banging going on.
Tequila! All right, here we go. What else do we need to talk about tonight?
I don't know that we have anything else really to talk about. I think,
I have some stuff to talk about.
Oh, all right. Well, why ask me then?
Oh, maybe you had some other stuff too.
I never have anything new to talk about. I usually just talk about it.
Okay, so as we mentioned last week, we're now officially on Boston Free Radio. So you can always tune in and listen to us on there. It'll be whatever our latest episode is. And we have the 10 p.m. slot on Wednesday nights. So if you really like Boston Free Radio, feel free to check us out Wednesday nights, 10 p.m. And please check out everyone else on there too, because everyone here does a good job. As we mentioned before, Somerville Media Center, where we record, it offers extremely affordable classes, rentals, space for people. And that's so cool of them. They do a tremendous job for the community. There are a lot of other people who create here. And yeah, please always support the arts in every way possible. And yeah, should we go on to 5-star reviews, Beth?
We have more reviews?
We have one review.
Oh, we have one review. All right.
So please leave us more reviews. This is from Normal Mike. Title, Ghost Might Be a Kind of Topa. I agree with that. I had some sushi and it disappeared on me, but I thoroughly enjoyed this podcast. I enjoy Amelia's playfulness and Beth's seriousness. They're really good at it. I wish a ghost was my dad. Well, thanks so much, Mike. I wish Bigfoot was my dad.
What does he mean I'm the serious one?
Are you serious?
I'm serious?
Yeah, you're serious.
Oh, I didn't know I was serious.
I'm playful.
Well, according to Normal Mike. Thanks, Normal Mike.
Yeah, thank you so much. That was so cool of you. We really appreciate it a lot. And if you're listening to this and you haven't left us a 5-star review yet,